Hey guys, Greg here, owner Lands and Charters. I'm really happy today to introduce you to another one of my family members, Sharluko Carlos Peralta, captain of the Crudo. Crudo is a 33-foot invincible center console, and we're going to get to know Sharluko a little bit and ask him some questions about his life here fishing. ¿Cómo estás, Sharluko?
I'm great, thank you.
Good.
Thanks.
We're going to try in English, and if something needs to be translated, we'll do it. But tell the people, Sharluko, how long, where were you born? You were born here in Cabo?
Yeah, I'm born and raised down here in Cabo. So I came from a big fisherman family. So I growing up in this thing about fishing and in the ocean. So
nice. How I know that you've been on a boat since you were a baby, but how long have you been a captain of a boat?
I think I start just working by myself. My first panga when I was like 15.
Wow, 15.
Yeah, 15 years old.
And I know that your grandfather, your entire family's been in fishing their whole life, right?
Yeah, my dad has a boat. My uncles, they're captains. My cousins, they're captains too. And my grandfather, he was one of the first fishermen on the tuna boat here in Cabo. So he traveled all over the world. And my grandfather made the same too. So.
Yeah, he's one of the pioneers of fishing here in Cabo.
That's right.
Yeah, and so you spent time fishing with your grandfather?
Yeah. Actually, I growing up with him, and I fished with him for years for the commercial fishing with the hand lines, and you start get the big groupers, yellowtail snappers, used to sell into the restaurant, and just for fun too.
For fun.
Exactly.
So everybody knows that your grandfather is a master bottom fishing person. Did you learn that from him?
A lot.
A lot?
A lot. Yeah.
What kind of tricks do you remember? Things that you still use today that he taught you?
For bottom fishing, it's very important. Like knows very well about the current, about the water temperature, about the color of the water, and the most important about the bait. You have to use the right bait.
Okay.
Get a good one.
So a lot of people want to bottom fish and they want to do action fishing. Do you like doing that?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. What's your favorite thing to fish for? What do you like besides tuna? Because I know tuna is your.
Yeah, tuna is fantastic. It's excited. They're big. They get big. They're strong. But bottom fishing, I like a lot because you never know what you're gonna get.
Okay.
When you drop a jig or when you drop a live bait or whatever, always is a big surprise. You can get a snapper, you can get big grouper, big amberjack.
What's the biggest grouper you ever caught? Because I saw one that was taller than me. How much did that one weigh? Do you remember?
I think one of my biggest one, what I caught by myself, was like 120, maybe 140 pounds.
That's a big fish. It's like this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're talking about 60, 70 kilos.
Wow. How long did it take you to?
Like 15 minutes.
That's it?
They fight very, very hard, like the first 5-10 seconds, and then there's only like a dead weight. They come up.
They get tired and they stop fighting.
They get tired. The problem is you have to pull hard and pull the grouper off the rocks, and then it's all about technique.
I've been out fishing with you and your dad and your grandfather before, and I'm always surprised that they know just by looking at the difference in the water and where it's moving, where that spot is. Are there spots that you know about that nobody else knows about here?
I think I have some. Yeah, in my mind for sure, and on my GPS.
Oh, you have them marked on your GPS?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, because we mark in the mountains, and then we know where the spots are. And but Cabo is growing up so much, and the hotels, the hotels are building in front of the mountains, and we can see the old spots. About it.
So instead of this mountain, it's that hotel. We were just talking about that with Casey. Yeah. But a lot of people don't understand that if you want to bottom fish, you want to catch a big fish and take one off the rocks, you have to know what you're doing. It's not as easy as just going out there and finding a spot, right? You have to know what
it's just not like just drop something. It's a lot of factors, you know, like what I say, bait, current, water temperature, the time of the day, the tide when the tide is high or low tide. There's a lot.
And then I know that you fish a lot with my friend Wesley, the Cabo surfcaster. Roosterfish is one fish that a lot of people have that want to come and catch one. What time of year is the best for roosterfish, in your opinion?
Yeah, you know what? Every year's different, but always like the big guys, they showing up in like May till July.
May through July.
Yeah, especially when the mullet runs start coming down from the north.
Okay.
And there's when the big roosters is showing.
What's your biggest rooster?
I can say like 80, maybe 90 pounds.
Man, that's close to a record. You thought you had a world record, right?
Almost,
Is that what happened? What happened?
Almost.
Tell us.
I almost had a few records, and like 2-3 years ago, we almost get a world record on the South-tailed grouper.
Okay.
So the record was like 50 or something. They don't get very big, but
right.
What we call that was big.
Right. And
so we weigh it the next day, and it lose like maybe a pound,
right,
something
from just being out.
Exactly.
Yeah. It would have been a world record.
For sure.
Wow. And then there was another one, right? Another fish that you came close.
The rooster for sure.
Right.
Almost. I don't remember what's the record, but I think it's like 100 pounds or something.
Yeah.
A little over 100 pounds.
Right.
Yeah, but we got a few very, very big ones.
So, you have this boat that's fast. Is there an advantage to fishing a boat like this, like compared to a regular sport fisher? What's the advantage of having a fast boat like the Crudo?
You know, well, the speed. This boat is comfortable. It's a walk-around boat. It's a center console, so you can get very fast, quickly to any spot.
Okay.
You know.
Right.
And we found tuna. When we found the feeders, you can just run all over the boat, cast popper, stick bait, slide bait, or whatever.
Right.
Even for trolling, we have big outriggers. We have all the electronic system. We have tuna tubes. We have big live wells.
Right.
We have everything down here.
So, if you have two boats and you know where those fish are finding the tuna, the faster you can get there, the better, before any other boats find them, right? Is that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Because then you have 10, 15 boats. I remember, I'll tell you guys a story. One year, we went out here east, and there was like 5 boats. Remember, looking for tuna. Sharluko pulls up. Back then, it was a sea boy. He pulls up, he puts a line in the water, and 2 seconds later, remember?
Yeah,
and everybody was like,
that was crazy. That was on our fish drop. First drop, and I remember I throw dead sardines, and when we saw the sardine just disappear quickly, so we saw a big tuna just came up and took our bait.
Yeah, it was awesome because everybody
shot.
was waiting and trying, and you just showed up and boom, 2 seconds they're like, Sharluko.
It was a good one. We were talking about a 120, 140 pounds.
Yeah. It pulled the boat. Remember, it pulled us. People don't know how strong these fish are. Do you think the yellowfin tuna is the strongest fish that you get to fight, or?
Yeah, for sure, 100%.
Yep. Now, I also know that over the years you've had a lot of success in the tournaments. How many tournaments have you won now?
I don't remember, to be honest. But like 2 years ago was one of our best year for team. So
Team Crudo.
Team Crudo.
Yeah.
Exactly. But I have some I have like 5 or maybe 8 years just fishing with my buddy Sean.
Right.
And we're fishing as a Team Seaboy right now. We're Team Crudo.
Right.
But yeah, it was very, very well year for us. So we get like 3 or 4 tournaments in
one season?
In one season, exactly.
Wow. What was the best win?
Was a tuna jackpot here in November.
Yep.
And the other one was in La Paz, like the Dorado Classic.
Dorado Classic.
From Maha.
That was a good one?
That was a good one too.
Have you ever won a Bisbee's, offshore, pelagic?
Bisbee offshore twice on a tuna division.
Okay.
And I never put a big marlin on scales.
Right.
When we did few times with me and my dad when I was a little.
Yeah.
And
But you as a captain?
No, not yet.
Yeah.
I hope this
that's
year
on,
we
that's
can
on
make
everybody's
it,
list.
Exactly.
I want one. You want one.
That's
Everybody
on
here
our bucket
wants.
list this year for sure.
Yeah. So
We'll
if somebody
work hard.
wants to fish a tournament, unfortunately, you can't take them because you fish all of them with your team, right? Right. But guys, if you want to have a tournament style experience, Sharluko the Crudo is a great boat to do it on. And this year, how busy have you been on the Crudo? Has it been a good year so far? Because I know it's a new boat. How long has it been here?
This is gonna be the fourth year.
Fourth year.
Yeah,
Okay.
Fourth.
But it hasn't always been a charter boat. You haven't always worked it, right?
We started charters like 2 years ago.
2 years ago. But you going from the Sea Boy to the Crudo, it's a bigger boat, a lot more people. How many people can you fish on here?
On here, to be comfortable, we can take 6 people.
Okay.
But we have enough room for 8.
For 8.
For 8 for sure. But I always recommend like 4 to 6.
4 through 6.
Yeah.
And then so this is a question that I always think about. When you have people hooked up here, hooked up over there, you fish by yourself. You don't have a mate on the boat, right?
Most of the time I just by myself.
So how do you do it when this guy's here, this guy's here? How do you help them? Do you get a lot of people who don't know what they're doing, or most people know how to fish?
Yeah, most people knows about the fishing techniques or everything, but I always try to help, like one here or on the back, or always.
You just do it. So this is a good boat for people with lots of experience.
Exactly.
Because you're more. They get to do more, right?
Yeah.
Cast. You let them cast and use the jigs and everything.
Yeah, and every month is different. So I get people when it's a rooster fishing, like in June, July. Then most of the anglers they just come in for rooster.
Right.
So it's all about trolling, maybe casting from the bow.
Right.
When the tuna season start, it's all about tuna fishing.
Right.
So I got when the tuna season start, all my customers just came down with me and they just wanted to catch a big tuna with the spinning reels or on the kite.
Right. Do you get any fly fishermen?
I did a few times.
Okay. Do you know how to do it, or
yes?
You understand it?
Yeah, I understand.
So what's the difference between a fly fishing trip and a regular conventional? What's the difference? How does it differ for you as a captain?
For fly fishing, the most of them they want to charge you like a marlin or rooster fish on a fly.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
So what I like to do, I use a couple live baits without hooks.
Okay.
And I twist in the fish and stop the boat, and they start just.
So what you want to do is raise the boat fish so you see it, and then you work the fly.
Exactly.
So have you had people
hard.
catch?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. That's got to be crazy.
It's a lot of work to do, but works.
How long does it take longer on a fly than a regular?
Yeah, if we talk about the striped marlin on the fly rod, it can be like 45 minutes, hour and a half.
Wow. For a little 120, 140 pounder?
80 to 100 pound stripe.
Wow. So, besides the fly fishing, I know you are what I consider an expert at the tuna fishing. What's the secret to tuna fishing? What's the secret to find that? Is it finding it first? Is it knowing where to go? What's the secret to a good tuna trip?
Well, for the tuna fishing, it's just first of all it's patient, especially when you work on around the bank for a big cow. It's a lot of patience. Doesn't matter if you trolling live skipjacks or you trolling caballito or mackerel, or if you use sardines or shunk like squid,
right,
or a kite,
right.
And that's the most important, patience. And
how do you decide whether you're going to chum, whether you're going to use a live skip? How do you decide? Is it the water? Is it what is it what makes you decide, or you do it all?
So to be honest, we try everything. Okay. So in 1 hour, just chunk, and if it doesn't work, just another hour trolling, only live bait, and fly the kite, get the kite out with the bait, and keep going. Everything.
So you just whatever.
Exactly.
Works. Because one day one thing works.
And drifting, stop on a high spot and drift again. And
got it. Yeah, because a lot of people don't understand. They watch TV where they go and they sit on the back and then. That's not how it works here. You have to hunt the fish. You have to work the fish.
Yeah.
If somebody wanted to come to fish for tuna, when is the best time for them to do that?
I can say summer, all summer through winter.
Okay.
Yeah.
A lot of boats seem to think that it's October, November, December. You can find them early, you can find them late. Is it because you know where to go? Is it because this boat is fast enough to get to where these other boats can't get to? What's the difference?
Yeah, and it's a different thing when we go in offshore and looking for birds and porpoise, you know.
Okay.
So yeah, with this boat it's very effective when we go for porpoise. So we only drive like 45 minutes to find the spot.
How far have you gone to look for tuna? not by yourself, with clients. Like I know by yourself, you go.
Oh yeah,
100 miles.
With clients and customers, like 55 miles. Like 2 or 3 years ago during the tuna tournament, we went 70 miles.
Wow.
70 miles, and at the last minute, that was a 3:59. I remember.
Wow.
3:59. So
Did it win?
the lines out was 4. So Wesley, my buddy from Cabo Surfcaster, made the last cast from the bow. The last cast, and he got a hit, and he said that's a good one. And I told Wesley, okay, so just bring it in. We have like 10 minutes to leave from here if we wanted to weigh at the fish.
Wow.
And we made it after 5 minutes of a fight
on a 350.
We gaff it and we put on the boat and we just came back fast.
Cool.
Yeah, it wasn't big. We don't get any place.
Okay.
But was like a 120. Yeah, was a good one for sure. 120
Yeah,
pounds.
that's a good fish.
And Wesley still has that record, like the biggest tuna during the tournament with the spinning reel.
He caught that with the spinning reel.
He caught the spinning reel.
Big Stella, or what was it?
No, he used.
Because I know he has a ton of equipment, right?
Yeah, he used the Dogfight or this from Daiwa.
Daiwa.
He's sponsored by Daiwa.
He is sponsored by Daiwa. Now, on your boat, what sort of equipment do you have on board?
We have all the Shimano stuff.
All the Shimano?
All the Shimano stuff.
Yeah. So I saw that you have a bunch of spinning reels.
Yeah.
And you have conventionals, 30s, 50s, it looks like, right?
Yeah.
You have little bait casters too?
Yeah, for sure. You know, sometimes we have kids or we have guys who likes to use light tackle. So
right.
We have a little bit of everything.
So, do you like better fishing for tuna with the spinner or with the conventional?
I like both.
Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny to casting for tuna with the spinning, but sometimes the big ones, they only want live bait.
Live bait, yeah.
You know.
So the other question is, you mentioned the tuna tubes. A lot of people don't know what they do, what they're for. Tell us about the tuna tubes. I know that you have the high end, top of the line ones. What are they for?
Yeah, so the tuna tubes is a system. It's like a live well, but it's a new system just to keep especially the tuna and skipjack or bonito, just to keep alive.
Okay.
So we use that for bait, like for big tuna, for big groupers, during the tournament, like in Bisbees, for black and blue marlin, especially.
So do you go out and look for skipjacks?
Skipjacks.
And put them in the tuna tube?
Put them in the tuna tube. Yeah, we have pumps who provide water into the gills of the fish.
Okay.
So that's why we keep
So they
alive.
just sit there, swim.
Exactly.
And so when you catch them in the morning, you go out fishing and then you troll them.
Trolling, yeah.
How long does a skipjack stay alive if you're trolling it?
It's a lot of factors. Sometimes depends about the water temperature.
Right.
And about the speed when you're trolling.
Yeah.
But we can talk about maybe 1 hour, 2-3 hours sometimes.
Right. And you use troll, what, 8-9 knots?
No.
Or faster?
No. When we troll live bait, it's on a slow speed.
Slow speed,
We
okay.
can talk about maybe 1.5 knot.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Very slow.
So because we used a big live bait. I don't even remember what it was. It must have been a big skipjack, and I thought the boat was moving too fast, and it died like in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you wanted to stay alive, you got to go slow. Then
Exactly.
it's a slow troll.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the kite. Do you like using the kite?
I use a lot.
Right.
For tuna.
Okay.
Just for tuna.
Just for tuna. So some people have tried to use it for marlin, and I've never seen it done. Have you ever had a marlin strike?
Use some videos. A lot of guys from Florida, I think, they use for sailfish.
Right.
For sailfish.
Right,
yeah.
right.
I don't know how they work, but
yeah, they do something because I've seen it, but it'd be cool to watch.
Exactly.
So the business of sport fishing, you've done it now for pretty much your whole life. Do you plan on retiring at some point?
No.
How old are you, Sharluko?
I'm 33.
33. So what, another 5 years or how old?
Not really.
Yeah.
No, not
this is
really.
a life.
It's a life, exactly.
It's a lifestyle for you.
Yeah, and you know the Sea Boy is gonna come back soon in the water. So I'm just getting new motors, new paint, new everything. So
Good.
I hope next month it'll be in the water.
It'll be, so
sure.
you have 2 boats that you'll be able to take people out.
Exactly.
Now the Sea Boy is a 26 foot. Awesome. So if clients want to come to Cabo, why should they fish with you? Why should they pick the Invincible? What are you going to offer them so that they can come and fish with? You know, what experience are they going to have with you on board?
I mean, about the experience can be the same, but if you guys choose the big Invincible, the center console, it's more comfortable, it's faster, and if you bring kids or your family, we have a toilet. It's more about the comfortability, and the Sea Boy is kind of fast too.
Right.
I think we're gonna make like 40 knots on that one too.
40 knots?
Yeah.
What is this one? What's the most you've gotten out of
Like
this?
53.
Wow. So 53 knots in miles per hour. How many miles per hour is that? It's
Talk
60,
about 60.
60.
Yeah.
So if you ever want to have a good experience, you sit right here and have him take us to 50 knots, and your face is like this, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the coolest experiences you can have fishing, but in my opinion, what makes the Invincible, the Crudo, such a good option is more about this young man right here, because there are few captains that I fish with a lot of them, that really love to fish. You know, that you enjoy it as much as they do, right?
Exactly.
And you have music and
music, always a lot of beers in the cooler. That's important.
yeah. If you want to come and have a good time and fish hard, the Crudo, the Invincible, and then the Sea Boy, it'll be here in a month or so. It'll be on the website. You can check it out. 2 great options, but guys, really the difference is sitting right here. You can have the best boat, the best equipment, the best electronics, but if the captain isn't 100%, it doesn't matter, right?
It doesn't matter.
But Sharluko, he loves to fish hard, and it's one of the best experiences you can have. I encourage you, you'll find a link to the Crudo up down below in the video. If you have any questions for Sharluko, leave them in the comments. We'll ask him and get his opinion on things, but this is the boat that you want to fish on if you want to come and have a good time. Sharluko, thank you.
Greg.
Thank you.
Thank
Good seeing you. And we'll see you guys again soon with another captain. Thank you.